This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2, which that's the Messiah speaking, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right? His real name is Yahweh Shai, okay? And that's the name you need to be calling on if you want salvation, all right? So yeah, the reason why I brought out Luke chapter 12, verse 2 is because I came across this article right here, which this is a heavy article. This is, I will consider this top 5 of the articles that I have came across, all right, since I've been in this truth. Top 5, okay? And when I say top 5, because, articles like this is powerful, just goes to show you, all right, how the leadership of America is very corrupt and wicked, all right? And a lot of these wars are controlled wars to fill the pockets, all right, of these defense contractors, right? They call it the military-industrial complex, right? And so they fund both sides of the war, okay? And that was being brought out. And of course, this was top 5, JFK files, CIA plotted to kill Castro, staged bombings in Miami, right? The CIA wanted to cook off bombs in Miami, okay? And blame it on Castro, all right? False flag. Okay, from CBS News. You can't get any more credible than this if you still look to the mainstream media for a source of information or so-called truth, all right? But this blows all that out the water. And that's why I say my top 5, probably number 1, okay? Because this is from the same website, same organization that follows the doomsday clock. 89 seconds, 10:44. Kahalam Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Makakwadash. Barak Atah. Okay? Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, which means bless you, Yahweh, bless you, Yahweh Shai. We're here. We're almost out of here. We're just waiting for that RFID chip, the mark of the beast. This article is powerful, brothers and sisters. The Lord is revealing everything according to his time frame. Okay? We are the final generation. Okay? Everything's moving, all right, to the tune of prophecy. The Lord declared it. Let me get that. Declaring the end from the beginning. Where is that? Let me type it in. I thought I had it up. Declaring the end from the beginning. All right, and then we'll get into this article. It's powerful. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure right. And when you go into the word counsel, all right, it means, okay, his purpose. All right, let's go to it. His purpose or plan. All right, the Hebrew word is itaza. This is an I. This is a taza. All right, it means counsel, advice, purpose, right? Purpose or right here, plan. Okay, his purpose, his plan. So again, we're on the Lord's plan. We're on the Lord's time frame. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Everybody's thinking, all right, that they're in control of their own destiny. They're in control of their own time frame. No. All right. Everyone is walking to the tune of prophecy. Okay, this is why we're telling our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, it's high time to wake up out of sleep. Get your head out of your 4 point of contact, all right? If you want to be delivered from the destruction, all right, you need to serve the Lord. You need to repent and serve the Lord, all right? And he's not saving black people. He's not saving Hispanics. He's not saving Native Americans. He's saving Israelites. You have to be born an Israelite. You have to acknowledge you're an Israelite. You have to, all right, come out of the womb, all right, of of Rebecca, who had Jacob, okay, and Esau, and you have to be from Jacob's descendants, all right, the 12 patriarchs. And if you're not from Jacob's descendants, you don't have a shot in hell for salvation, all right, from Babylon the Great, because this is really focusing on America, because that's where the big salvation is coming from, Babylon the Great. Let me get that, and then I'll go into the article, because again, it all goes back into prophecy. All right, I'm a little excited. All right, this is the stuff that excites me. Stuff like this. Jeremiah 16 and 14, I believe. Yep. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Right, because this deliverance is going to outshine, all right, when we were delivered out of Egypt, okay, by the Most High, all right, using Moses, okay, and Aaron to lead the way. 15, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, right, North America, Babylon the Great, because this is where the great salvation is coming out of. And from all the lands whither they had driven them, right, because we were scattered. That's part of the curses. That's another thing. The Lord ain't just saving, okay, those that claim to be so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, okay? He's also saving those that may look like they're Caucasian, may look like they're Chinese, because you're going to have those that look like they're Caucasian, look like they're Chinese, look like they're Arabs, look like they're from Africa. But their line goes back to the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, and Jacob had the 12 patriarchs, and they're going to believe in this truth. Okay? And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers, right? Which goes to show you perfect timing. Those people that are in our homeland cannot be the chosen people, because in the end times, the Lord will deliver his people from captivity and bring them back to their land. So now let's get it in, because we're going to find out a lot of interesting things from their own mouth. One more. I know I'm going to get into this article. I'm just excited, but the scripture's got to come out. Psalm chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right, because the two individuals that wrote this are JJs. All right, but they're pro-America. All right, and they don't like what the JJs are doing. All right, regarding this with nuclear proliferation, because they're causing the tensions in the West Asia, which is the so-called Middle East. All right, and they see it. Okay, and these are JJs who wrote this article. All right, they make their own tongue fall upon themselves. So let's get it in. I'm excited, brothers and sisters. We're almost out of here. We're just waiting for that chip. We are the final generation. The U.S. hypocrisy about the JJ's nuclear weapons must stop. Whew, yeah, this is powerful. Top 5, one of my articles I've come across. This is on my top 5 list, okay? An extraordinary 3-part series on the JJ television program. You can't get any more quote-unquote credible than this, okay? This is out of their own mouthpiece. They put this on their own television program, The Adam and Me. Lays out how the country got its nuclear weapons. It takes for granted what anyone who pays attention has known for years, right? Because if you have been paying attention, you should have known how these JJs got the nuclear technology. And this article is going to go into it. I won't spoil it. I'll read it for you. All right. Again, this is from the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, the ones that track the nuclear proliferation, all right, pertaining to the doomsday clock. 89 seconds to midnight? Yeah, they put this on their website. All right, because we're here. Everything's being revealed. All right, we're on the Lord's time. All right, and the thing with our people, okay, they think that the Lord is on their time. Well, you're sadly mistaken. It shows But the series goes well beyond a general discussion about the JJ's nuclear weapons. It shows the country's single-minded determination to get the bomb, BB voice, no matter what it took, including stealing nuclear explosives and bomb components from the United States and violating a major nuclear arms control treaty to which the JJ's is a party and lying about it. Woo! Woo! That was a mouthful, but that was powerful. That was powerful. That really is a body shot. Okay? Hey, the Lord is bringing this kingdom down. If you can't see it, you weren't meant to see it. You're not party elect. You'll get hit with a nuclear missile. Okay? This is powerful stuff. So you have now official. This is not fake news. This is official from the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. All right? Stating, as the scriptures say, they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves, that the JJs, the 1948ers, the small hats, all right, stole, meaning a foreign country stole, okay, nuclear technology from the United States. That's considered war right there. That's espionage, all right? And for decades, the people that knew about this were called crazy, kooks, okay, racists, anti-Semis, whatever. Well, now you can't use that anymore. In my words, you can now shut the fuck up. Continuing on. Before I continue on, we got to bring this scripture out. This is a milk scripture, but it's powerful. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet where they were drawn swords, right? And this is how these Edomites move, the so-called white people, regardless if they call themselves JJs, 1948ers, where they call themselves American or British or French or Dutch, whatever. They're still of the same nation, the Edomites, and this is how they move, all right? But the focus is on the JJs, the 1948ers, who's going to lead all you Edomites into the Third World War. This is why there'll never be peace in the so-called Middle East. Thank them. Okay? Because they always had war in their heart. And they lied, they deceived, they even deceived each other. Okay? And this is why we're at the end. We're the final generation. It gets better. This article is a banger, man. This article is a banger. As the Trump administration is in serious discussion, about joining the JJ in attacks on Iran to stop it from getting nuclear weapons, it is useful to shed illusions about the JJ's modus operandi. Right, here it is. The JJs have for years screamed at the UN, okay, at the Capitol, right? You have BB always going there, and the Congress and the Senate are clapping their hands like freaking what do you call those sea creatures? Like seals, clapping their hands, right? While this devil BB saying, we do not want Iran to have the bomb. They can't have the bomb. Yet here it is. They've been had the nuclear. The JJs have been had nuclear weapons. All right, and it's going to tell you how they stole these nuclear weapons. What time period? Okay, this is why we're here, and this is why we don't talk to you plantation Christians. All right, we're talking about prophecy. Okay, we're talking about prophecy. All right, we're not going backwards. We're not going back on who's salvation for. Okay, we're not continuing to talk about John 3:16. We've broken John 3:16 down so many times, man. All right, we are done with that. All right, let's talk about what's going on now pertaining to prophecy. And if you don't want to talk about that, okay, then guess what? All right, leave us the hell alone. Okay, leave us the hell alone. In fact, just leave us alone. We don't want to deal with you. All right, because you don't know prophecy. And that's how we always get y'all. You plantation Christians don't know prophecy because you still want to talk about America's a Christian nation, which is not. It was founded by Freemason weirdo freaks. Okay? And you always want to defend these JJs who clearly don't give a fuck about you, who steal and lie to your face. all right, and then push poison to your children with Hollywood and the movies, with the whole LGBTQ lifestyle. So you could, you know what? I retract my statement. Don't talk to us. Don't come near us. Get ready for a nuclear war and die to death. Let's continue on. Okay, U.S. officials stay mute. Right. The American government is staying mute. This is how you know a civil war is coming. Satan's house is divided. Satan's house divided, and I see it on the social media platforms, mainly X. People are screaming to the hill. The U.S. government, all right, is being shady, is not taking care of their own citizens. They're constantly funneling, right, sending money to these JJs, all right. They're not releasing the Epstein file. What is going on? Because they've been compromised through blackmail, because they're a bunch, the leadership of the American government, including Donald Trump, are a bunch of weirdos and freaks. Okay? This is Babylon the Great. All right? When the scriptures say her sins have reached the heavens, it is a fact. Revelation chapter 18, and I believe it's around the 5th or 6th verse. Oh, the 5th verse. And I'll start at 4. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Right? This is talking about the deliverance. The elect are going to be delivered, all right, from the plagues that's coming to America, Babylon the Great, all right, because they repented, all right, and they understood that salvation is for the Israelites, and only by being an Israelite, you have a shot to be delivered, because you have to be an elect, okay, of the Most High. That's according to Galatians, okay, the Israel of the Most High, okay, the Israel of, is it? Let me get that real quick. Oh, that's a good one. This is a good one. I gotta bring that out too. Hold on. I'm excited. I'm just a little excited here. This exciting, brothers in GMS Miami know I get excited about these articles, man, when it comes to prophecy. This is what lights me up. This is what gets the fire in my belly to keep going. Okay. Israel of the Most High. Let's see if it comes up. Nope. Okay. Israel. All right, we'll do it this way. I know it's in Galatians. Israel of the Most High. Galatians 6 and 16. There it is. So we'll get this one. Boom, boom, boom. Galatians 6 and 16. Oh, here we go. Galatians chapter 6, verse 15. But the point is in 16. For in Hamashiach Yahushai, and you need to call on his Hebrew name. Calling on this name, you have a nuke with your name on it. Okay? Neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creature, right? Because when you come into this in this truth, you become a new creature, all right? All right, you put off the old man, all right? And this is what's so beautiful about this truth, because now, when you wake up to you're an Israelite, all right, your whole mindset changes. How you conduct yourself on this earth while you wait for the Messiah, okay? And you know that you can't keep all the laws. You know, all right, by the mercy and grace of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, you can be saved, all right? But you have to speak the truth. You can't hold nothing back, all right? And you have to be focused on prophecy. Real talk. 16, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy, and upon the Israel of the Most High, right? Because you have to be, all right, of the elect, all right? Just because you know you're Israelite doesn't mean you're saved. And we're clearly seeing a lot of people that claim to be Israelite, all right, are not right. There are a lot of weirdos and freaks. There's a lot of sexually deviant motherfuckers out there, some nasty niggas that claim to be Israelites. And you deserve to have that word, that hard Nigger, real fucking talk, all right? I don't even want, you need the ER. You don't need the GA. You need the ER, because how nasty you motherfuckers are. Continuing on. Let's go back. All right? So this is proof that only the Israelites of the elect can be saved. 5. Because why? Because why is it that these are the elect are going to be saved? because this is talking about the salvation. They're getting beaten up into a chariot. 5, for her sins, talking about America, Babylon the Great, have reached onto heaven, and God remember iniquities. Right, the Lord did not forget. That's why this is all being revealed. U.S. officials stay mute. Right, again, America is going down in wrath, in judgment. A thread running through the 3 episodes is a continuing conversation before he died in 2018 with Benjamin Blumberg. All right, a JJ, a 1948er who dropped a dime on the truth about how the JJs, all right, Mossad, whatever, different government entities that partook in this espionage, because that's what it was, all right, of stealing, all right, an ally's nuclear technology and then lying about it, all right. The head of Lacan, and which the U.S. officials, for the most part, the bulk of them, know about this, and then they would deny it and downplay it, or call you a quack, or a conspiracy theorist, or, all right, you're anti-Semi, okay? Yeah, that shit. The head of LACAM and the JJ Scientific Intelligence Agency responsible for the nuclear missions that led to the JJ bomb, some so secret they were kept from Mossad, which is a lie. They knew about it too, okay? Because Mossad is an intelligence collection and they do covert action, all right? This is called plausible deniability. The CIA does it too. Oh, we didn't know about it. They know about it, okay? Or else you wouldn't be good at your job. You're called intelligence agency for a reason. Intelligence, all right? This is bullshit. I always see through this shit. Anytime I see a CIA come out publicly, on a public platform and say we had no idea, I call bullshit, okay? I call them liars. Bloomberg was in failing health and agreed to talk so long as the interview was not aired until his death, right? Because he didn't want to get the backlash, all right, for saying this. The conversation is mixed with archival material in recent interviews. The significance of the series lies not in showing what was not previously known, although there are details in that category, but the admissions on the JJ public television with the approval of the JJ censors about the events that have been denied by the JJ supporters in the United States, including the U.S. government, right? This goes to show you the American government has been compromised by these JJs. Everything's coming out. This article is so powerful, man. All right? That shameful spewing on their glory. This is the article. And brothers, all right, get it. If you got lessons, this is a good article to get a lesson off of, right? Let me get this scripture. Shameful spewing on their glory. Because this is it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Right? Everything's being revealed. All right? Yeah. The Lord has set everything up to be revealed according to its time, according to his purpose, to his will. All right? And that's why we beg the Lord, all right, that he shows mercy. In wrath, show mercy. We just want to get up out of here, man. We know this place is going down with violence. We know this place is going to be destroyed. Everything's being revealed for it's set up to be destroyed. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned into thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Right. There's no saving this place, man. This place, the American government has, been openly known to be lying to its citizens, all right, and covering up the literally illegal, this is war, okay? This is an act of war. Stealing another country's technology, all right? This is treason even from the congressman and the military personnel that knew about this. That's treason. You allowed a foreign country stealing your technology and you didn't blow the whistle. You were covering it up. This is war. This is treason. This is all the above, man. Including the U.S. government. Several events discussed in the television series deal directly with the United States. The theft in the 1960s of bomb quantities of uranium-235 from the New Mech facility in Pennsylvania, where the leaders of the JJ team that spirited the Ekman out of Argentina appeared inexplicably in 1968 with false identities. The illicit purchase of hundreds of high-speed switches, Quintons, for triggering nuclear weapons and spiriting them out of the country in the 1980s by J.J. Spy, an arms dealer, and by then Hollywood producer Aaron Milcan. And most significantly, at this point, the J.J.'s 1979 nuclear test in the seas off South Africa, what appears to be initial fission stage for the thermonuclear weapon. The nuclear test violated the 1963 Limited Test Ban Treaty, to which J.J. is a party. All right, they signed that. So this is major, man. Shameful spewing, and those within the American government knew about it. They allowed it, so they're treasonous. You know, if this don't wake you simple ass Americans to go check your government officials and tell them, hey, people need to go to prison, people need to be held to the law, all right, and you're complicit, and you know what, okay, you deserve what you get. Either way, you're going to deserve what you get, but you're part of the problem, okay? All right, this is why there'll never be peace in the so-called Middle East, because of this. All right, Iran been knew about it. This is why you had the Shah of Iran said that America's allowing the statehood of the JJs to influence them is causing tremendous trouble for their country. Even the Shah of Iran said that. And he was a puppet installed by the CIA. You can't make this stuff up. What stands out from the television series is the grip of the JJs has had over the U.S. policy regarding the JJ's nuclear weapons. Not since John Kennedy has any U.S. president tried to rein in JJ's nuclear program. Yo, this is a powerful article. Top five. Yo, you can't get any more dropping bombs. What's that button? The boom, with these red pill podcasters, they always press the bomb button. Boom. That explosion. This is powerful, man. And this is how you know why JFK got assassinated. All right, because he wanted to stop, all right, what the JJs were doing in his country. Okay, he was trying to rein in, and then he got clipped by them boys. All right. His successor, Lyndon Johnson, did not challenge the JJs on nuclear issues and covered up the JJs' attempt during the 1967 Six-Day War to sink the U.S. spy ship. You can't get any more. Again, reiterate, regurgitate, repeat. This is powerful stuff. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists is allowed this on their website, and two JJs wrote this. Okay, these are the same website that tracks the nuclear, doomsday clock. It's 89 seconds to midnight. This is powerful. Such has been the JJ's political clout in the United States. No one was ever charged in the disappearance of the nuclear material from NUMEC. When the issue of the JJ's involvement arose again in 1976, President General Ford's Attorney General suggested to the President the possibility of charging U.S. officials, presumably in the Atomic Energy Commission, with failing to report a felony. But it was too late. Ford lost the election to Jimmy Carter, who let the matter drop. Milcan was never charged for the filching of Critons, even though he later bragged about his arms dealing and spying for the JJs. And Carter and every U.S. president after him took no enforcement action in response to the illegal 1979 nuclear test. Yeah, this is why there'll never be peace in the so-called Middle East. Okay? Get ready for nuclear war. We're here. We're done talking to you, plantation Christians. We're done talking to you people here. Let us just teach the word. Let us just bring out the will of the Lord. All right? You people that come against us, the Israelites, especially us here at Great Millstone, because we're the prophets. Okay? We can say this boldly. Come believe it boldly. We're the prophets. All right? You have nothing to say. All right? What I like to tell y'all, all right, to y'all, is shut the fuck up and get hit with nukes, okay? Nuclear war is coming. Get ready for World War III. Get ready for famine. Get ready for pestilence. All right? Get ready for civil war. Civil war is coming. America is going down in violence. There's no stopping this, okay? And there's more. But this was powerful, man. This was powerful, okay? This was powerful stuff. You can read more. I might do more lessons on this. This is my top 5. In fact, hold up. Let me show you. Okay? It's time to put it in the bookmarks. Bookmark added. Done. Top 5. It's in there. Okay? In fact, let me do it again. Let me put it on I want to know if I could put it at the top where the popular done. I wanted to put it here. I'll figure it out. Okay, because I want to put it right there along with along with my other top 5. All right, because this is it. Because you Americans are fucking idiots. Okay, all right. I just thank the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for just giving me the energy, the patience to just keep bringing out this word, because I'm ready for this. I'm ready for all hell to break loose. I'm ready to see this place burn. I'm ready. I can see it. I can see this place go down in violence and flames, man. Okay? Most of these fucking idiots in this country can't, because they're idiots and they were set up, all right? Because they have to be caught unaware, and this is the will of the Lord. All right? So yeah, last one of my favorite scriptures, Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Right? And you clearly see, man, all this is coming out is leading up to these people's getting their judgment. All right, that land's going to be destroyed, as it says in Ezekiel chapter 38. All right, it's going to be spearheaded by the Russians. Of course, Iran and the JJs are going to have to, go what they call. There's a technical term. It's coming to my mind. Give me a moment. Conventional warfare. There you go. It's gonna go. You're gonna see conventional warfare, and then it's gonna go nuclear, and it's gonna go from conventional to nuclear really freaking fast, man. Conventional warfare. There you go. Conventional warfare definition. A traditional form of warfare between nation states characterized by open confrontation, the use of conventional weapons, adheres to recognized rules of engagement, primarily targeting enemies' military forces. Right, it's going to go like that, and then it's going to go to, what's the opposite of conventional? What's opposite of conventional warfare? What's opposite of conventional warfare? The opposite of conventional war, which involves large-scale state-on-state military, is generally understood as unconventional warfare or irregular warfare, encompassing tactics like guerrilla warfare, insurgency, and covert operation. Okay, but what about nuclear? All right, because they're doing this now. So what about nuclear? All right, and what's the opposite? Maybe they got it this way. There you go. Targets civilian population. Airstrikes, nuclear weapons. Here we go. There it is. It is unconventional. You just got to dig deeper. In addition to the surgical application of traditional weapons, other armaments that specifically target the military can be used as airstrikes, nuclear weapons, incendiary devices. Yep. So yeah. Yep. Limited conventional weapons warfare tactics can be used unconventionally to demonstrate might and power rather than to reduce the enemy's ability to fight substantially, in addition to the surgical application of traditional weapons. All right, so nuclear weapons. Okay. So there you go. And this is it. All right, a JJ, the father. All right, the Lord put a heavy spirit on, J. Robert Oppenheimer to, create these weapons for Judgment Day. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Okay, as you can see, this is powerful stuff. We're almost out of here. And with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep adoring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. As you can see, we're almost out of here. This is a powerful article, man. All right, everything is being revealed. We're in the end times. We're the final generation. So keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, cover, shalom.